Welcome to Approach the Bar with Dance Beat. Tonight, I am going to discuss what happened at the recent Pro Smooth, which was held at the Emerald Ball in Dallas. And who better to give her opinion on this absolutely unbelievable event than Miss Toni Redpath. Now, for those of you who don't know her, and that won't be very many people, she was a former US and Ohio professional smooth champion with her husband. Okay. Obviously, she brought all the glamour to the partnership. I'm not sure what he brought, but he must have done something because they basically won everything that they danced in. You will have seen her on television because she was a coach, choreographer, and a judge on So You Think You Can Dance. And Toni, like, you just done everything, but what have you been up to recently?
Thank you for the kind introduction. And my husband bought class and tail suits into Smooth, and I can't wait for tail suits to have a comeback. I was very lucky to dance with him. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, we spent COVID in lockdown like many people and tried to make the most of it. So cleaned our house top to toe and started a website business that's going to be launched soon called Global Smooth System, which is everything you need to know about the how to dance smooth. So if Dance Vision is what is smooth with the syllabus, Global Smooth is like a higher learning website on how to do smooth at the elite level for all levels of dancer, can't wait to share it with the world. So that was how we spent our lockdown time. And then kind of coming out the other side of lockdown, we just held the Beach Bash. We're co-organizers with the dashing Mr. Jonathan Roberts, and we were lucky that we managed to kind of on the midnight hour find a place where we could hold the Beach Bash, and luckily able to hold it, and it was crazy, so much fun. We loved it, but that was our introduction back into society after being in isolation. It was like isolation and then Beach Bash. So thank goodness we had that before we went to Emerald Ball. Yeah, so Emerald Ball was a very exciting event to come back to judging. It was huge and massive and overwhelming, and as a judge, it was a bit terrifying and exciting all at once. So I felt like, thank goodness, I'd got my feet wet judging over the first few days, so I was really ready for this massive event that had a first round, and we had to bring back 20 couples for the quarterfinal right off the bat. So I feel like my training on how I like to judge really had to go in from 0 to 100 right away. And I'd just like to take a few seconds to explain how I use my mind when I'm judging and how I have an overview and what I'm looking for. So I have 3 big criteria, or 2, technique and artistry. So skater system, what's the technical value, and then what's the artistic. And why I say 3 is I feel like, okay, technical covers all the foundational principles. How's your posture? How's your frame? How's the quality of movement? How do you connect with your partner? So that is technique. Then artistry has 2 big prongs to it for me. There's the physical artistry, and a lot of people use dynamics, light and shade, but literally the athleticism and the physical connection to the music with the entire body. So artistic has the dynamic branch to it. And then also under artistic, I put under that the emotional character. So the focus, the intent, the character, the feeling, the emotion between the couples, which obviously those 2 parts of artistry are together. You use the dynamics to create emotion. However, I feel like some people really use focus and intent and the positive intent of a story or the negative intent of a story to a whole different level. And in the open, it's what sets the couples apart from the rising star, I feel like. So there's the technique, and then there's the artistry. Technique is the fundamentals. Artistry is physical artistry with the connection to each other in the music, and then the emotional connection to the music that's playing and the character of each of the dancers. So that's what I'm looking for. So when you hear me critique the couples, all of them have to be exceptional in all of those categories to make the open smooth final. It's different in the rising star. There can be a glaring weakness, but they could be strong in those other two categories to the point that they could make a rising star final. But in the open level, they all have to be exceptional in technique. They all have to be physically, dynamically gifted athletes. And then they all have to be artists as well, in a way that, draws us into their story. But some people have different strengths. So I'm kind of like, if there's 33%, who, normally the weaknesses is going to be in one of those categories. And the weaknesses means instead of being an A+, they're an A- or a B+. But that's the difference between first and sixth at that level. So I'm excited to share with you my thoughts on the couple, on each of the couples and what I think their weakness is. But please, when you hear me say weakness, it's a lesser strength.
I hear that. And thank you for explaining that, because I think this is very important for a lot of our pro-ams who watch this program, because they're always wondering, well, why the hell did I get marked last? Or what are these judges actually looking for? Are they actually looking? You know what I mean? So this is great that you explained it. So now we will go ahead and actually find out who finished sixth in this wonderful final. Into sixth place, we had Mr. and Mrs. Pilipenchuk, or Nikolai and Sarika. Yeah. Their final analysis was 5, 6, 6, 6. So Toni, please, what did you think?
Yes, so congratulations to Nikolai and Sarika. I'm so happy for them. I feel like they were destined to be together. Apparently they had a tryout a long time ago and then went their own way, and now they've come back and found each other. So that's beautiful. And they've both had training, like Nikolai obviously in ten dance, Sarika in ballroom. So they've both gone on the smooth journey together, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm very fond of both of them and love their dancing. So to me, I feel like the reason why they were 5th, 6th, 6th, 6th is because out of my 3 criteria, technically, obviously very sound from their past training. That ballroom training is so essential because in smooth, it's still a waltz, tango, foxtrot, Viennese. It's not a cha-cha samba. So they both have high level ballroom training, and you can really see that in Sarika. Their dynamics are fabulous. And focus intent, I feel like is a slight weakness for me. And when I say weakness, remember, not A+, like it's a B+. So weakness meaning it's a lesser strength. So dynamically, Nick from his Latin training has more dynamic contrast in his body. So he can go very strong to very soft, very fast to very slow. Where I feel like Sarika generally has a softer energy about her. And I'm not saying she's slow, but in any means, but like her speed changes are more gentle. She has a soft energy. She's a very tiny girl. She has a very light weight about her that is super appealing and is obviously very beneficial in the waltz. The other thing, so if that was the physical dynamics, if I go to the focus and intent side, Nikolai is very intense. He has incredible focus and has very strong intensity and feels the strong dances, especially the tango and the foxtrot, he kind of really switches on and turns up the volume. And I feel like feels those dances really well. Whereas Sarika, I feel like just her personality, she's a very gentle, calm soul. She looks sophisticated and elegant. So the tango and the foxtrot, for lack of a better word, are sexier dances. And it's not an insult if I say she's not a naturally out there sexy girl. She is a sexy girl, but she's not a flaunted sexy girl. She's an elegant set. Her sexiness is in how she holds back. So I feel like that explains why waltz is their best dance. That's the 5th dance because it benefits everything that is Sarika's natural qualities. So she's going to have to work harder in the physical dynamics and in focus and intent to turn everything up. If I talk on a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is very soft and 10 is very strong, and if 1 is very slow and 10 is very fast, she's always going from 1-5, almost making it to 8, and then she's back to 1-5 in her seaweed zone. And she needs to get to like the electric, firecracker, lightning storm zone, where Nick is comfortable and she is not natural. Let me just say naturally, because she might be able to do it, but that's not her natural living space. Whereas that's his natural living space, and he has to turn it down to meet her. So what's nice is they're coming at it from different ends of the spectrum. There's Nick, there's Sarika. So the waltz is going to be their best dance for a little while, and then probably Viennese waltz if she gets her weight lower into the floor to like get a bit more grounded and a little bit heavier for such a light girl, to like really get that kind of engine going for Viennese. And then I feel like if she can just match Nick's energy, and it doesn't have to be everywhere, if she can get a little bit more overt about her sexuality and like kind of get in his face and do it with firecracker energy rather than seaweed energy, bring it up to an 8, 9, 10 rather than staying in a comfort zone of 1-5, then I feel like they could contend. They have all the ingredients, but to me, that's the weakness right now, and that, to me, explains the marks, in my mind.
It's so good that you explained how you look at things, because then it became very easy, and especially for the couples or the people watching this, to see what you are actually looking for. And to put it on a scale, the way you did it, put a picture in my mind of what, okay, all right, that's cool. So at this point, I have to say, that was a hard final to be in. So Nikolai and Sarika, congratulations for actually making that emerald final. Please don't go too far away, because I am going to be back with Toni Redpath to continue her analysis of the Pro Smooth, which was held at the recent Emerald Ball in Dallas.